Let's check. Let's check to see if we're live here. We did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag on it. So if you're just tuning in, we did get a new severe thunderstorm warning that you see popping up on the screen here. Does have a tornado possible tag that does include the Sullivan and just west of Union. Let's see, make sure we're live here. And we're waiting to go live. We wanted to get a warning on here, but you can see, so new severe thunderstorm warning for just tuned in. It does have a tornado possible. That is going to be for the Owensville, Gerald, Sullivan, and the Cuba area. And this will go for about 42 minutes, so until 9:30. So we did get our first severe thunderstorm warning for our coverage area that is in effect for 9:30. This does have a tornado possible tag. They are going to be dropping the tornado warning, but they're going to keep the severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible for a quick spin up tornado that will be possible with this storm as it heads toward the Sullivan area. So watch the camera at the bottom part of the screen because that is facing the Sullivan area. That's going to look right at the storm as it gets closer. So we did get a new severe thunderstorm warning for our area, so we need to hop on live because it is a tornado possible tag on it. But around the immediate metro St. Louis, heavy rain and thunderstorms. Small hail has been reported, but not really windy, but more loud bowling ball thunderstorms around the area. But this is what we need to watch, the back part of the storm here, as we do have a severe thunderstorm warning that is in place for our area. But if you're in the immediate St. Louis downtown, St. Charles area, you guys are just okay. Non-severe thunderstorms, but they are very loud. So it is going to keep you up at night, but luckily we do not have any warnings for that area. But right where this warning ends also ends the tornado watch. So it does make sense that we do have a tornado warning, then going into a tornado possible warning and the watch. So it does make sense. And this goes until, I believe, midnight tonight. So yes, until midnight tonight, a few tornadoes could be possible, but they did mention that it's more of a wind and hail threat is what they're going to be monitoring. So not too much tornado potential, not really seeing anything crazy at the moment with this warning, but some strong gusty winds is possible with this storm and some very weak broad rotation. You can see on the normalized rotation here, very weak rotation is popping up, headed towards eventually the Sullivan area. So how's everybody doing today? Crazy storm action going on, and we were able to recover a little bit. We had the cold front move through, so the cold front is moving through right now, which is helping us get our storms going. Now, we did have the cloud cover this morning that was limiting any storms during the afternoon, but we were expecting some storms with the cold front, and that is what we're getting. And for the most part, it is trying to stay below severe limits, and it should be. And you can see as it gets to the area, it is starting to die off, and that is what we want, and that is exactly what is happening. That is exactly what we're thinking. So that so far is working out good, but we just have to watch this line. This line of storms back here has my most attention, and then everything out in front that's going into the St. Louis County, St. Charles County, places like those don't really have my attention at the moment, but it will be very, very loud. But the main reason why we hopped on is we do have a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible for Crawford County, Western Franklin County, and Southern Gasconade County until 9:30 p.m. So that is why we decided to hop on the live stream, because anytime we get a warning, we're always here keeping you guys updated, making sure you guys are okay during this severe weather event. So how's everybody doing today? Glad to see you guys here. We are going to be here as long as we're needed. So that is great. We are not going anywhere. Let me just get a couple things posted here. If you hear the thunder, like I said, we are in the Creve Coeur area. We are experiencing a loud thunderstorm noise is a little bit scary because we haven't had this in a while, but this is your classic springtime storms that are happening right now. So this is right on schedule. Where during the springtime, you guys sent me lots of messages that you guys wanted spring storms. So here we are. So like I said, we need to be paying attention to the storms that are coming towards the Sullivan, the Gerald, and the Owensville area. They should be weakening, but they have a history of producing a quick spin-up tornado. So we do have to watch that because the I-44 express train does some crazy things. And you can see it looks like we may have some rotations starting to come out in front of it, just north of the Arthur Spring Ford area, heading towards the Bim and T area. So that is what we'll have to watch. Maybe it'll try to go north of the Sullivan area, but right on the western side near Japan, T, and Bim, you guys need to be watching for a quick spin-up tornado, and we'll have to see how this line progresses as it gets into our area. So that is something that we're going to be watching, but damaging winds and some small hail is the main concern so far with these storms, and for the most part, they have been mainly not severe, which is a very good sign. So another interesting storm looks to be around the Glide House area, moving towards the Pacific. That is the camera to the bottom left, and the first slot, that is that camera. So we're going to be watching that storm because that storm is a little bit on the stronger side, but currently not having any warnings. So that is good news. So like I said, we did pop on here because we did get our first severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag, and it's headed for these areas that I call out. If you're in the Owensville, the Sullivan, St. Cloud, Gerald, places like those, or near the Merrimack State Park, you need to watch out. If you know anybody on Interstate 44 between exits 203 and 230, they need to make sure they're pulling off to the side of the road. That's basically from almost a little bit to Cuba all the way through Sullivan up to St. Clair. That is where the highway is. So if you know anybody traveling or any truck drivers that you know along this area, make sure you share the live stream with them just so they're aware. There is a tornado possible tag with this, but like I said, everyone, these storms are going to be continuing the weekend as they continue to move east. That's why we did not get a tornado watch in the immediate metro St. Louis and only just parts of the west, because these storms were holding on a little bit longer than what we expected. So Storm Prediction Center issued a tornado watch just to be careful if we did have a quick spin up. So let's take a look as it's starting to move into our area here. Seeing a little bit more rotation, not seeing anything on the ground, but I do think the severe thunderstorm warning should still be there. Okay, perfect. So, like I said, severe thunderstorm warning, they still have the tornado possible tag. Not really warning it for hail, but it is expected damage to roof, sidings, and trees will be possible if you're in the path of the storm. And let's put a little timing track on this. It is moving very quickly here, everyone. It's moving at 55 miles per hour. So let's put a storm track to the northeast here. And I will call out some areas up here. So 52 miles per hour. So the Union, you can't see it on your screen, but Union at 9:30. Remember, if this holds together, Union 9:30, Pacific 9:45, Wildwood at 9:55, and if it holds all the way to the Chesterfield near 10 o'clock. So that is what we're looking at if the storm decides to hold together. And if you're looking on the screen, you're probably seeing, let's see if we can get this storm track off here. Probably seeing a little bit of a little spinny thing that can't really tell if it's going crazy, but we did have a new update to our radar program. It is the AI detection, and it tries to early warn the detection of some rotation, and it's currently picking up some rotation near the south of the Villa Ridge area, near the Gray Summit, and headed towards the Pacific area. So we'll have to monitor that. It's currently not, matching up with what we're seeing on radar, but we'll have to see the next radar scan in a couple minutes to see if that is going to be continuing. So A little bit interesting near the Great Summit and Pacific area, our AI detection is picking up around 42%. So it's picking up some detection that some rotation might be trying to get going. So we'll definitely have to watch that over the next couple minutes. So we'll keep you updated on that. But let's take a look right outside you can see here in Creve Coeur. It is going crazy with the rain here. This is the lake view over at the Creve Coeur area. Heavy rain, thunderstorm, and lightning, but luckily nothing severe at the moment. But you can see loud thunderstorms will continue into the nighttime. Now we just have to watch the severe weather potential, make sure everything's handling safely. But we will have to watch out because the tornado detection thing is still beta testing, but starting to see a little bit of a hook trying to form. Not sure if that is related or not. But a little bit of a hook to south of the Villa Ridge near the Great Summit area. And let's see if we can get a camera on that area. So near the Villa Ridge, Great Summit, let's see if we can try to get a camera. Just give me 1 second. It's going to go to the bottom part. Near the Villa Ridge, was that just north of the south of the Pacific? Here's the Great Summit exit looking east. So we'll keep that up. See if anything changes. It's going to be at the bottom right hand corner, but that is something to watch there. And our detection thing only shows up on velocity. It's not really seeing anything, but very interesting velocity movements, I should say, is happening. Let's check storm relative velocity here. See if we're seeing anything. There's some strong gusty winds up to 54, 55 miles per hour. We may get a warning on this very quickly. We'll just have to monitor the trends here. But we'll have to watch that. That is something to note there. Might not do anything, but it is certainly something to watch here. At least the radar is close together. It is showing something trying to get going. So that is what we're going to have to be watching. Let's watch this storm on the backside too. Headed in towards the Owensville and the Japan area. Near the Sullivan, it's turning into a more straight line wind threat. So we'll have to watch out for that. So we'll see if they decide to keep the thunderstorm warning on that one. And then, especially around the Pacific and the Great Summit area, is a place to watch. This storm right here headed towards the Eureka area. We'll put the camera on that as well. So that's going to be changing on the bottom right hand part of your screen here. And we'll make sure we're monitoring that as well. So the bottom right hand part of the screen is where the camera is. That is going to give us the best view for this storm here. And if you're just tuned in, make sure you share the live stream. Let everybody know that we are providing live weather coverage. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning if you're just tuned in as well for the Sullivan area, Leslie, Stanton, near the Merrimack Caverns, Gerald, up near Lyon. That goes into effect for about 30 more minutes, so 9:30, and it does have a tornado possible tag. It does have a history of trying to throw some spin-up tornadoes, but it looks like it's turning more into a damaging wind threat. You can see here, they just updated the warning, canceled the tornado warning, which is good, but we do have some strong winds that are still coming in towards the Sullivan area. So watch the bottom part of your screen. The camera is in Sullivan looking towards this storm, and we'll see what we can see with this storm that's moving through. Like I said, I wasn't really expecting anything crazy, but of course we did decide to get one warning for our area. So that of course makes us go live if we do have a warning in our area. So National Weather Service says they're going to continue the tornado possible and 60 mile per hour winds, and not really seeing any hail as the National Weather Service is reporting. So not a lot of hail with this, more of a wind threat is what the National Weather Service is talking about. And that's basically what we're seeing here as well. Let me see if we're getting any reports into the area. Let's see if we're seeing anything. Not seeing any reports coming in right now, which is good. But if you guys are seeing anything around your area, always send it into the Facebook page. I always love to see what you guys are seeing out here, especially when we don't really have a lot of cameras. So if you have any pictures or videos, make sure you do it safely, but send them over to the weather page. We'll love to see it. We'll show it on the live stream as well, and if it's helpful, we'll send it to the National Weather Service as well. Yeah, some funky business is going over the Gray Summit area. And if you're new here, funky business means not quite tornado warning, but it is showing some velocities on the screen. So it is showing a little bit craziness. Not sure if it's related. It's part of the storm on the front part of the storm, showing some very weak rotation. We'll go to the normalized rotation. Not really seeing anything crazy with this. It looks like there's a hail spike. So a little bit of hail might be falling with the storm as well. But like I said, for the immediate downtown St. Louis and the metro St. Louis right now, we are all experiencing some loud, heavy thunderstorms. And if you look outside, your view probably looks like this. Lightning, thunder, and not really seeing any hail. So it is going to be loud. It is going to be nasty outside. But luckily, so far, we only have one severe thunderstorm warning that we have to worry about. And in my honest opinion, everybody, it does look like it is starting to weaken just a little bit. So that is a good sign. Looks like it's starting to weaken, which it should as it gets to our area. So how are you guys doing tonight? Glad to see you guys. Thank you guys all tune in for this late live stream, everybody. Okay, well, different. Here we go, everybody. I thought it was weakening. National Weather Service is not. Okay, we did get an uptick in rotation. Okay, everybody, we are switching to tornado mode. We need to share this live stream, everybody. We just got a new tornado warning for the Union area. Union, Withrow, Sullivan, Japan. Time to take it seriously, everybody. St. Clair, Union, Japan. It did have a tornado possible, so we were concerned about this storm. We need to make sure we're sharing this live stream. A lot of people are going to sleep. It is a school night, but we need to wake them back up as we do have a tornado warning radar indicated till 9:45. And if you're near the Sullivan, Piney Park, Robertsville, Japan, or the Robertsville State Park, you need to seek your shelter immediately, as we've had history of weak spin-up tornadoes that have been possible with the storm, all the way almost near the Springfield area that's coming right up the 44 express train. And like I told you, everybody, Highway 44 does something crazy to these storms, but we now have a tornado warning, and we need to make sure we share this live stream, because it looks like we are the only local weather page here that is on the live for this storm. So let's make sure we're sharing this live stream to everybody, as Washington, Missouri, Union, and Sullivan are all under a tornado warning right now. So we need to share this live stream immediately. Sirens are sounding in the Union area. Sirens are sounding in the Union, everybody. So its radar indicators moving east at 55 miles per hour. Let's put a time track on this. Let's put a time track on the Union area. So Union area about 9:30. So 9:30 about the Union area. Pacific 9:43. Union area 9:30, Pacific 9:43, and if it holds together, almost 10 o'clock near the Wildwood area. So we need to make sure we're sharing this live stream to everybody that you know in this area, as we do have a tornado warning that's in effect for our area. And honestly, I thought the rotation was not looking overly impressive, but National Weather Service has decided to issue a tornado warning for this area. And we have our cameras down below. Watch the bottom right. Watch the bottom right. I mean, the middle camera is right in the path of the storm. Nothing on that storm on the Gray Summit, but that is going to be something to watch. But right now, we need to make sure we're paying attention to this tornado warning that is entering our coverage area. It is in effect for Franklin County, southwestern Gasconade, and north central Crawford County until 9:45. And 83,000 people are in effect and 35,000 homes are also in this warning as well. So we need to make sure we're sharing this live stream because, like I said, Union, St. Clair, Stanton, Washington is even in this tornado warning. So we need to make sure we're sharing this live stream out to everyone that we know. And if you have any reports, make sure you send them in to the Facebook page. Let me know what you guys are seeing, and we can relay those reports to the National Weather Service. So you can send it to me on Messenger. You can drop it down in any of our recent posts. But make sure, we will love to see that, and we can pass that on to the National Weather Service. So let's go back to the rotation. Let's not sleep on this as well. And it looks like the rotation, if I had to pick out here, looks near right at the Japan area. Right near the Japan area. Looks like we do have a little bit of rotation at the current moment. And surprisingly, the AI weather detection thing on here did not go off, but we were watching this storm. Remember, everybody, we did have a tornado possible tag, which we still do. We still have a tornado possible tag for this. Let me update the bottom part of the screen so it updates the tornado warning. There we go. So tornado warning is at the bottom part of your screen. You can see the counties that it covers. But it's starting to get a little bit disorganized here. But we do have some areas of rotation. So looks like almost like 2 areas of rotation near the Japan area. So if you know anybody near 185, near the Spring Bluff and the Sullivan area, I would take your tornado precaution just in case if something was to drop. Now, nothing is confirmed at the moment. We have nothing that is confirmed on the ground. But you need to get in your safe place as we do have a tornado warning. We need to respect the polygon. So if you're in the polygon, the Union, Sullivan, the Washington area, St. Clair, you need to make sure you're taking shelter. So tornado warning also has no hail. So no hail is being reported with this, which is good. It's just the area of rotation. Yeah, just the area of rotation is all they're seeing right now. So that is why they issued the tornado warning. So let's make sure we're sharing this live stream because we do have a tornado warning. A lot of us may be going to sleep, but we just need to make sure we're monitoring this and we're staying safe and make sure nothing decides to go crazy as we go into the nighttime hours. It looks like the Sullivan camera looks like it's going to watch a flashing car, so we'll get that changed in just a second. Normalized rotation, not seeing anything defined at the moment, not seeing anything on the ground either, so that is great news. Or we may have something starting to pop up. No, that doesn't look like anything confirmed at the moment. So, not seeing anything confirmed at the moment, but we do have a tornado warning that it is in effect. It is in effect until 9:45, everyone. 9:45, we do have a tornado warning that is in effect. Heavy rain here at the studio, by the way. Not sure if you guys can hear, but very, very, very loud. Very, very loud. Appreciate all the likes and the shares so far. I really do appreciate it. Let's continue to share the live stream as we do have a tornado warning in effect. Our severe thunderstorm warning is going for a little bit longer till 9:30. We'll see if they extend that. So we'll see if they extend the severe thunderstorm warning. They may, but we'll see. It's not a guarantee at this moment. Let me check the rotation right now. Some very weak rotation that I see at the moment. Not anything screaming immediate tornado, but there is some rotation there. There is some rotation that is on that storm. Let me check over near the Pacific area. Okay, that looks contaminated. Not seeing any rotation, immediate rotation with the Pacific storm, so that is great news. Otherwise, if you're tuned in from the downtown St. Louis area, heavy rain and thunderstorms are going on. Nothing too crazy at the moment over there. But we do have this one tornado warning, and we're going to be here for the tornado warning until it expires and until all the warnings expire. So we're going to be here as long as we're needed. We are not going anywhere. So if you have storm anxiety, I'm going to be here with you to make sure that we get through this together, okay? We're going to get through this together. Like I said, it's a low-end threat. We're not seeing large, violent, long-track tornadoes, okay? So we will be okay. So if you're in this area near the Sullivan Union and you hear the sirens sounding, we're going to be okay. I'm going to be here right here with you to make sure we get through the storm A-okay. Going to check to see if there's any reports that are going on. Let's check to see if we have any reports going on. Okay. I'm going to check the highway camera. I'm going to leave you guys on the radar. I'm just checking the highway camera over near the Pacific area. I just wanted to make sure my curiosity is okay. Make sure what I'm seeing on radar is not what I'm seeing. Okay, so it looks like we're doing okay. So, like I said, it's very disorganized here. See how it was once a line, if I put it together? See how it was once a line and it's starting to fall apart? That is what we like, everyone. That is what we like, and that is what we want right there. Thank you, Karen, so much for the follow. I really do appreciate it. But, yes, the storms are weakening, and that's what they should be doing. Remember, this area still has a tornado watch until midnight. After these line of storms, I think we'll be alright. I'm not really too concerned. Yeah, not really too concerned about the back part of the storms at the moment. Really just concerned about this line that's moving through. So that is what we're looking at right there. So if you're wondering if you're in the downtown St. Louis area or anywhere out in front of this tornado warning, and if you're wondering if you should go to sleep, I would just hang on just a little bit. Let's just wait until we get closer to the expiration of the warning, and then we can analyze right there. If you know anybody in this warning, make sure you share it with them so they can have a way to receive updates throughout the tornado warning. Because the tornado warning still goes to about 31 minutes, so. And like I said, if you have any pictures or photos, if you're anywhere around this area, you can send them to the Facebook page and we'll love to get you on there. Checking a couple things here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think, in my opinion, the tornado warning might expire. Not, like I said, I don't really... In my opinion, I'm not sure why the tornado warning got issued, in my opinion. Like, it's just very, it's very messy. So I highly, not going to say 100% sure, but I'm highly likely, it's highly likely, I should say, that they're not going to really reissue this tornado warning. And in my opinion, it may get canceled earlier than 9:45. But even though we're not seeing any immediate tornadoes, you need to at least be in the lowest level of your home, away from windows. And if you, the lowest level, and if you need to be in your basement, make sure to be in your basement. But not seeing anything crazy, not seeing anything on the ground as well, so. Let's change the camera. We're going to change the Sullivan camera, everybody. We're going to change the Sullivan camera to... We're going to change it probably to around the St. Clair area. So just give me just a moment here. So we're going to go just north to the St. Clair area. So we're going to watch that because this is where it's headed. Yeah, we'll watch it right here. It's facing east, so the storm's going to have to go over the camera, and then we'll see on the backside. So make sure you guys are watching the camera down below for me, okay? Watch the camera down below, make sure everything's okay. So that is your guys' job. I'll watch the radar, you guys watch the camera. Alright, nothing else is looking really too concerning at the moment. This storm near the Six Flags area has my attention, but it looks like it's just not going to happen. But strong winds, at least for the most part. But the tornado warning that they have issued is not even for wind. It's only for radar indicated rotation. There's no hail, and they didn't issue the wind. See, less than an inch size of hail and maybe some 60-mile-per-hour winds. Okay, so the tornado warning has been condensed now. Yeah, severe thunderstorm capable producing tornado was located 5 miles north of Sullivan. So they're still watching this area. Let's draw it on here so you know what area that they're talking about. Let's go to the drawing area. So about 5 miles to Sullivan is around this area is where they're watching the rotation, and it's moving this way. So they are still seeing some rotation, but they did cancel Crawford and Gasconade. So only Franklin County is in the tornado warning at the moment. So they still believe that there could be some rotation on here. So they think there could be some rotation. Also, severe thunderstorm warning has been condensed as well. 60-mile-per-hour winds, no hail with this at the moment. Wow, everybody, we're almost at 1,000 followers, by the way. So let's check in a couple things here. Like I said, it's not going to be anything crazy. It's not anything that's going to be a large damaging tornado. It's going to be more of a quick spin up tornado if we can get anything out of this. And it looks like it's starting to recycle. It looks like it's starting to go on the backside here. So near the Sullivan, the Stanton, the St. Clair area. Too bad our Sullivan camera is looking at a disabled car on the highway, or we will have a very good view because the camera was pointing west. So I'm going to pull up the camera here. I'm going to pull up the camera here just to make sure. Looks like a crash just happened on the Pacific area, in the Pacific area, so let's check. I'm going to keep the Sullivan camera just in case. MoDOT did send me a nice little message that the highway cameras are, the purpose is for traffic, not for weather. So they sent me a nice little message. Let's watch the storm just east of Japan. Lots of mini little hooks on here. And it looks like it just goes away. So like I said, at least at the current moment, I don't really see anything crazy. I don't see anything crazy at the moment. A stronger storm moving into the Granite City area. Not really too concerned about that right now. Nothing crazy. Velocities are okay on that. Not seeing any gusty winds at the moment. So that is very good news. So the main area is just the tornado warning near the Union, the St. Clair area, down near the Sullivan area. And the Washington is in a tornado warning. Give me a half a second. Let me just take a drink of my water. Thank you very much. And the good thing about this, everyone, is we're not seeing any reports. It's basically just warned for a quick spin up tornado, honestly. Not seeing anything on the ground. Not seeing any reports of it being on the ground. Let me check to make sure there's nothing new. Yes, let's make sure there's nothing new coming through. And I'm not seeing anything. Not seeing anything coming through at the moment. So that is great news. That is what we like to hear, everyone. So, but they still have the tornado warning in effect. This goes until 9:45. So if you're just tuned in, tornado warning does go until 9:45. We'll see if they keep it. We'll see if they keep the tornado warning. But like I said, I'm not really seeing anything at the moment. Let's look around the area while we do have a moment here. Let's look around the area if I can get this, if it can work this time. Okay, let's see if this can work. Okay. Let's take a quick look around the area. You can see at the live traffic cameras, the radar. We're watching the radar at the bottom part of the screen. Let's take a look around the area. You can see we have a couple cameras around, looking around the area. Very wet, loud, and thunder. Lots of lightning. But the good thing is we're not seeing any hail or really seeing any gusty winds almost. So just lots of springtime rain, enough for the grass that we need. So you can see around the area, we got lots of cameras with the camera wall. I made this myself, everybody. So you can see very wet outside. Most of us are at home, so that is great. So like I said, tornado warning is still in effect. Still in effect, everyone. Let's see what that front part is doing near the Piney Park. A little of a leading edge in the Piney Park area. Not seeing anything. Let's see storm relative velocity. Not really picking anything up. Normalized rotation is not really showing anything. But some gusty winds over to Piney Park, just south of the St. Clair on Route K. Seeing some gusty winds there. Let's check back in our rotation near the Sullivan area. Not really seeing anything crazy at the moment. Let's see. And we got a update on the Pacific camera. Here is that crash that we were talking about on the Pacific. So it looks like a car has slid off into the rocks over there. So if you see that, it looks like we do have a crash. So we need to make sure we're taking it slow if you have to be out and about. So it does look at least like on the camera, it does look like we do have a car that slid off right there at the 44 east of Pacific. So they're just east of the tornado warning. So let's hope nothing crazy goes there while they're attending that emergency. But it looks like we do have a car that slid off at the 44 east of Pacific is what we're hearing. There is a crash right there. So hopefully everybody's okay. Hopefully they are okay, but we need to make sure that we are taking our time if you have to be out and about overnight. Roads are going to be slick. Hydroplaning is possible. So let's go back to the radar here. Let's check on the radar here. We do have the camera down there, so you guys are able to follow along and monitor what happens. Not really seeing anything crazy. So I'm pretty sure they're probably going to let the tornado warning expire. Looks like they canceled the tornado watch. So looks like tornado watch has been canceled. No, it has only been... No, they're still keeping the... They're still keeping the tornado watch in effect for our area. So if you're not sure if you are in a tornado watch or not, let me show you real quick. So here is the tornado watch, everybody. It's gonna say, make sure you like the video. I know it's a live stream, but here's the tornado watch. So a couple tornadoes are possible. Scatter hail up to ping pong size, so not very big, and 70-mile-per-hour winds. So not all of us is mainly just near Sullivan, Pacific, Warrenton, and the Troy area. It's where the tornado watch is, and near the Cuba and the Rolla and St. James. So that is where the tornado watch is in effect until midnight. And you can see Tornado Watch does verify. National Weather Service wanted to verify the tornado watch, so they gave us a tornado warning inside the tornado watch. So remember, everybody, anytime that we have a tornado watch, it means the conditions could be favorable for tornadoes. There's not an immediate tornado gonna happen, but the conditions are right for a tornado if it orders one. If it orders a tornado, then that's how we get one. But like I said, the main focus, if you are just tuning in, we are just focusing on this tornado warning. We wanted to be here for you guys, provide live updates, let you guys know what's actually happening, and to make sure to keep you guys safe during this tornado warning. But I'm pretty sure it's not going to get extended because right now we are in the weakening phase. We are in the weakening phase. And like we said in our past couple updates, some of the storms could be severe, maybe a quick spin up tornado, and that's exactly what we're getting. Let's see. Got a new update coming from the Storm Prediction Center. Let's see if that's for us. Well, let me check on that. Okay, so new metascale discussion, but it's not for us, so that is great news. Let me check the velocities near the Baldwin area. Yeah, it looks like this mixing over here. Not really seeing anything concerning at the moment, but this is something to watch over near the Ellisville, Baldwin, and the Clarkson Valley area. This is something to pay attention to. Not seeing anything crazy, but like I said, something to pay attention to. But these storms are mainly just weakening. They are weakening as they continue to move to the east. That's why our severe threat has been lowered. As you get east, it gets a little bit lower. We also, everyone, if you're tuning in for the people that we have right now, we also do have a severe weather threat as well for Friday. So it'll kind of be hard to see, but see, on Friday we have another slight risk of severe weather. So more updates are going to be coming about that, but just wanted to let you guys know that it is going to be possible. So make sure you watch out for further updates on that. So there is that. But let's continue the tornado warning. Tornado warning is in effect for another 16 minutes. Tornado watch for about till midnight. So, but I don't think the tornado watch is going to be going till midnight. So, I think a severe thunderstorm warning would have been just fine, but they went ahead and issued a tornado watch. So, first tornado watch, I believe, of the year, if I'm not mistaken, but we probably had others. So, but yeah, so Thursday we get a break. Tomorrow we get a break. And then Friday, another round of severe weather. And then we get another break. So, but it's springtime, everybody. Springtime equals severe weather. So let's check on the tornado warning. Still radar indicated. Not really seeing anything at the moment. Let me check the normalized rotation and see if there's anything popping out here. Not seeing anything crazy. Not seeing anything in the rotation department. Like I said, I really do not see this tornado warning being extended at all. But it's just something that we'll have to watch. Yeah, like I said, watch out in the Wildwood, Ellisville, Baldwin area. I think we'll be alright. So, but heavy rain and thunderstorms coming into the Creve Coeur area, Maryland Heights, near the Lambert Airport. And then we have another heavy round of storms near the SIUE and Edwardsville, just north of the Glen Carbon and riding along the 270, north of 270 right now. Headed towards Edwardsville proper and near the Coon Station. So, yeah, something to watch over there. Let me check this. Not sure. Yeah, that is something to watch right there. That is something to watch, everybody. Near the Baldwin and Ellisville, headed towards Manchester. Towards the Aldi's on Manchester. Yeah, that's on Manchester near the Texas Roadhouse. That's something just to watch. May not do anything, but there's something there to watch. Tornado warning, I think they could just get rid of it. Not even seeing any strong winds. Just a quick spin up, I think they're just worried about. I think they're just worried about a quick spin up. But yeah, right near the Baldwin area. Right in this area. So, radar's getting a little crazy. It's getting a little late for the radar, but yeah, I'm watching this Baldwin area. Not really seeing anything. What? Yeah. Looks very messy, so we'll make sure we're not. Okay, we have someone asking about the Union area. Yes, we'll keep you updated on the Union area. And then, good thing, everybody. Hey, everyone. Hey, everyone. Watch the screen. Wait. Tornado warning has been canceled. Hey, everyone. Tornado warning has been canceled. See, I told you guys it wasn't going to last very long. Wasn't going to last very long. Tornado warning has been canceled, everybody. So that is, I'm proud to report, everybody, tornado warning has been canceled. And I'm also proud to report that there is no other warnings around our area. But, still watching the Baldwin area. So we're going to put 270, let's put 270 in Manchester. We're not going anywhere yet. Yeah, so yeah, they expired severe thunderstorm warning as well. Like I said, I'm not really sure what they were doing with that. I think they just wanted to verify the tornado watch. They wanted a tornado warning. But let's see. We're going to switch that bottom middle camera. We're going to switch the bottom middle camera. I think that's camera 4. Yeah. And we're going to go to 270. So watch us go through 270. And we're going to go right at Manchester. Yeah, you can see it's very, very heavy rain around the area. This is 64. This is at Manchester. Oh, and it's looking to the south. We like that. So bottom part of your screen is what we're going to be watching right there. That just has a little bit of my interest. So 270 at the Manchester area. Not sure if it's anything, but I just want to stay online just for a little bit. Thank you, Nicole, so much for the follow. I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. Wow, we're only 5 people away from 1,000 followers. All right, and yeah, my friend Josh is also watching this storm near the Baldwin area. So, still watching that area. Like I said, I don't want to go anywhere right now. So if you guys are tuned into the live stream, I wouldn't go anywhere right now. And near the Baldwin area is starting, it looks a little bit interesting. So not going anywhere just yet. Not until I feel comfortable with that Baldwin area. Let me see real quick. Let me check a couple things. It's going to head right towards this camera if there was anything. So let's see. Yeah, no warning on this, but like I said, it has my interest. Especially over the last couple scans. It's trying to do something. Yeah, it looks like it's trying. Yeah, we'll see what the next update is. Let's see. Is this the current radar scan? Yeah, 2 minutes ago. Watching this line right here, right over the Chesterfield Creve Coeur area. Let's see if there's anything outside the studio. Not seeing anything. Let's see. Let's pull up the studio cam. Or the outdoor cam. Not seeing anything out there. So, but like I said, I'm not hanging up the live stream just yet. Not hanging up the live stream just yet. I think the National Weather Service is watching. Right at 141 in Manchester. We need that camera up. So we're going to get slot 1. We need slot 1. If we can get slot 1 near 141. So we're going to hold on 1 second, everybody. We're going to see if we can get down there and watch it. Still no warning on it, but it's very interesting. Right at the Manchester. Yeah, let's take this down. Okay. So we're watching the bottom left-hand corner of the bottom part of the screen here. See, new velocities just update. Okay, it looks very messy. But like I said, this is looking a little interesting. Lots of little kinks. Not sure if it's going to do anything. Let's see what Josh thinks over here. Because I've seen a couple places. I just don't want to go offline now. Because a couple places are in my interest. So, especially around here near the Baldwin area. I know I keep saying that. May not be nothing, but does sure look like it's trying to get going. Looks like we just have a small little area rotation. So, that is where I'm watching, right in this area, right here in the zoomed in area, towards the town and country area. And we do have the camera down below. The one on the far left side, that is what I'm watching right there. Like I said, maybe nothing, but something that we have to look at. And you can see how widespread the overall messy look is around the area. Thank you, Ariana, for the follow. I really do appreciate that. Yeah, still watching that. Still watching that area. We're going to see. We'll just have to wait. Like I said, I'm just waiting. I don't think it's going to happen, or I think it's going to go, but it does look like it's trying. Does look like it's trying right there. Right at the 141. Where's that 141 in Clayton? You can see the bottom left corner of the bottom camera there. So we'll see. So far, so good. Nothing is happening, but like I said, still this shows. We'll have to wait for the velocities to update. So we're just going to wait for the velocities to update to see. But it looks like there's something trying to form. Not quite sure if it will, but it's trying. And just like that, I told you guys. Tornado warning for St. Louis County. Tornado warning, I told you. I was calling it. I have called it. Tornado warning going right towards the Crystal Lake Frontenac area. I told you guys I did not want to hang up the live stream. I did not want to hang up the live stream. I was worried that we were going to get a tornado. I was worried that we were going to have a potential tornado. That's why I did not hang up the live stream. It is headed towards just south of our studio. Just south of our studio. Towards the 270 and 64 area. 270 and 64 area. We're going to be okay. Like I said, I was very concerned about this. Velocities are not updating. We need a rate. Yeah. We have a tornado warning. Please share the live stream, everybody. Hey, Kanan, can you post a warning, please? Oh, if you can do it. So, we have a tornado warning for all of St. Louis County. Almost all of St. Louis County, everybody. If you're in St. Louis County near the Creve Coeur, Clayton, Olivet, Overland, Normandy area, you need to take your shelter as we're trying to see if we have a quick spin-up tornado that's just right near the Maryville University that's going straight near the St. John's Mercy Hospital. St. John's Mercy Hospital. We need to share this live stream immediately, everybody. Please share this live stream. Let's take a look outside our studio in Creve Coeur area. Not seeing anything. Winds are calm at the moment. But like I said, I did not want to hang up the live stream, everybody. I did not want to hang up the live stream. I knew something was happening. I knew something was about to happen, so I did not want to leave the live stream. So, area rotation is just crossing 64 at 270. 64 at 270. And we also just got added to a tornado watch. We also just got added. Everybody is in a tornado watch. St. Louis County, St. Charles, and St. Louis City are in a tornado watch, and in the Creve Coeur, Ferguson, Clayton area. So tornado warning is headed towards the. Let's get the cameras. We need to get the cameras. Let's get the cameras going. Okay, I'll post it. So let's get the cameras, everybody. Let's try to get the cameras right at. Let's see, right at 64. We need 64 camera. So it's going to go like right over this area. Yeah, we are seeing, let's take a look. Let's take camera. Here is 270 at 64. Here's 270 at 64, everybody. So sirens are sounding. Sirens are sounding here around the St. Louis County area. We don't have anything confirmed yet. It is radar indicated tornado warning right now. It's headed towards the Westwood, Creve Coeur, Frontenac area. No, we're good. We're good. If you're back near Chesterfield, over in the Seven Pines area, you guys are okay. You guys are okay. We just had a quick spin up, try to form here. Headed towards the Frontenac area. It's moving away from the area. So look at the live camera here. We're going to try to follow this. If you park on, please don't park under an overpass or underneath an overpass. There's going to be a missile and we're going to see your car end up in my front yard. We do not want that. That's the worst place to be in a tornado warning. So if you want to experience a tornado warning, then sit underneath an overpass. Looks like we have something going on at 64 at 141. Hopefully that's not tornado damage. Here's 64 at Lindbergh. We need a camera looking west. Do we have a camera looking west? Okay. 64 west of 270. That is not going to be useful. So that is going the wrong way. Let's see if we can get this way. Of course, a lot of it, all the cameras are almost out in this area. So trying to find a camera. We'll put it at the Lindbergh right now, okay? We'll put it at the Lindbergh area. Let's make sure we're sharing the live stream. Because there's a tornado warning and there's 827,000 people affected. Only 14 people are on the live stream. We need to let everybody know that this is happening. New velocity update still shows rotation around the area. Still looks like we get a quick spin up tornado. Is that something picking up there? Not quite sure if we see something. Not really seeing anything going on there. But like I said, that's why we did not want to hang up the live stream. We did not want to hang up the live stream because I was afraid we were going to get a tornado warning. I was afraid we were going to get a tornado warning, and we did. So let's take a live look back at the radar. You can watch the cameras down below. You can pay attention to the cameras down below. Radar indicated tornado warning. Radar indicated tornado warning. We're not seeing anything crazy at the moment. Not like we once did. So looks like the rotation did briefly spin up, but it's starting to behave itself. But I'm still seeing some velocities. Looks like it went away, but it's gonna try to re-strengthen. So we need to watch. So yeah, we need to watch out for this. Once this line behind catches up, we will be good. But like I said, tornado warning is for the Clayton, Jennings, Ferguson, Spanish Lake, the Kirkwood, immediate downtown St. Louis, Normandy area. If you're anywhere in there, you need to go underground. Yes, we are good. So let's make sure we're sharing the live stream because we still have a tornado warning in effect. It is currently 9:48. A lot of us are probably going to sleep or was asleep, and we need to make sure we're monitoring the storm because it came very quickly. It came without warning. I will watch out if you're coming up in the Clayton area, U City, and the Richmond Heights. That'll probably be the next place to watch right there. So tornado watch also did get added to our area. Let's see if I can pull it up. Not sure if they post new graphics. Not sure. Yeah, but St. Louis, Jefferson, St. Charles, St. Louis, and St. Louis City is now in a tornado watch. So the tornado watch for down near the Wildwood, the Sullivan area, it went away. And I started looking over here in our area near the studio in the St. Louis County area, and I was seeing some broad rotation. And I was like, I can't go off live yet. I cannot go off live. I think something's going to happen. And a few moments later, it went live. So, like I said, we are not going anywhere until I feel confident that we won't have any warnings. We'll have to watch the rotation picking up near the Clayton area. So that's probably the next area to watch. So yeah, right near close to 170, but I think the camera is out near 170. So we'll try to go to the 170 area, but I think the camera is out. So let me fast forward through the camera. Because I think it is out. We're just going to check. Yeah. Getting an error message. So, yeah, there's 64 and 141. There's Galleria Parkway, so I guess that'll be the best that we have. So, if you're just tuning in, once again, we do have a tornado warning. Radar indicated till 10:30. Radar indicated tornado warning. Let's check the rotation. So right near Clayton area. Right near Clayton area, right near the Lindbergh area is where we have to watch. So the Clayton between Lindbergh and Clayton is the areas that we have to watch, and that's why we do have the tornado warning in effect. Down here near the Eureka area and the Bryan's Mill Pacific area, nothing concerning. Nothing concerning there. But at least at the moment, we don't have anything picking up on the radar. Not seeing anything on the radar. But we do still have some rotations. So, if you're in this warning, it's not for a destructive tornado. It's just for some quick spin-up tornadoes. And you see the overall picture here. These lines were moving in. And we're talking about some isolated quick spin-up tornadoes that would be possible. So it was going to be possible. It was conditional at the moment, but looks like we are experiencing a couple of these tornado warnings. So, yes, okay. So it looks like, oh, that warning has been allowed to expire. So some of the warnings that you're probably seeing for the Union area has allowed to expire, but we need to watch near the Clayton area. Olivet, Ladue, Clayton area, still seeing some rotation here. Let's see, you have velocities updated. We're waiting for the latest velocity scan. Velocities are a little bit behind. So stand by real quick on the velocity scans. They are running a little bit late. And we also have Josh. Josh has been called in behind the scenes to monitor the radar as well, as we are getting a couple tornado warnings. So Josh, our severe weather analyst, he is working behind the scenes. He's also watching areas of rotation as well. So we have multiple people monitoring these storms as well. So we're not going to miss anything at all. So we're just waiting for the velocity scans. We're waiting to see the new velocities. It looks like 2 minutes ago. It looks very broad at the time. So, but that was a quick spin up. I was watching that storm all the way back here near the Baldwin, the Manchester area. And then it finally convinced the National Weather Service to issue a warning. So still tornado warning is in effect for another 36 minutes. Rotation was not as clear as it once was. So having a little hiccup near the Frontenac, Lindbergh area. So there is that. So let's see. National Weather Service is continuing the tornado warning till 10:30. It was located over Ladue, moving east at 25 miles per hour. At 9:52, it was located over Ladue. So they are concerned about this area right here, right in this area that I have in the area. Let's see if I can get the drawing tool. So right around the Ladue area. So right here is where they were talking about. So Ladue, Frontenac area near the St. Louis Galleria is where we were watching. So right in that area. And that kind of correlates with, what we're watching here. Because it's moving to the northeast. That means it was going right near the Baldwin. We have plenty of lead time. If you guys were here early, we have plenty of lead time on this storm. And if you're new here, we provide live coverage like this all the time. If we have any warnings around the immediate St. Louis area, and we stay online until we, as a team here at Team Kenny Weather, believe that there is no longer an active threat to our members. So let me get the drawing tool out the way, make it a little bit easier. And we will put a storm track on here. Let's put a storm track on here, so you guys can get a rough idea of the timing here. So it's right over the Ladue, the Clayton, we'll just say Clayton area. So let's put a storm track on here. So let's do a storm track. You guys won't be able to see the timing, but it's roughly going that way. And it's moving slow. So Granite City about 10:30, 10:23 for the Granite City area. So that is what we're watching. So the Granite City, right at the river, is probably around 10 o'clock. And then right at 70 near the downtown where it goes into Illinois in about 15 minutes. So that is what we're watching. The rotation is going back down. It's nothing really concerning as it once was. So that is great news. We are seeing some weakening with this. So everyone, that is great news. We are seeing some weakening with this. We are seeing some weakening with the storm. Yeah, so not really seeing anything as defined as it once was. I'll show you real quick of what we were looking at before if we can get the storm tracks off here. So let's go back and I'll show you what it looked like at the beginning. So you can see near the Wildwood, near the Baldwin area, you see how it has that hook? And then it went away, and then it got messy, and boom, tornado warning. So we were watching it all right here, right when it got to the Wildwood area. So you can see how long it took the National Weather Service to agree with the warning here. Right around the Clayton area, headed towards the U City. Some broad rotation, not really seeing anything to warrant the tornado warning at the moment, so that is great news. So far, this tornado warning looks to be handling itself. Doesn't look like it's going crazy. The velocities are not going crazy as well. Normalized rotation not going crazy. And we're not really seeing any debris. So that is great news. So, not seeing any other areas of concern at the moment. Potosi's doing okay. Yes, we do have a tornado watch. We'll go ahead and take the radar off. So you can see all of us have been added very quickly. Emergency update for the tornado watch. And it also goes to midnight. But I think this last line right here, this line that we're dealing with right now, I think this is the main event right here. This is what we were talking about the past couple of days with the cold front moving through, that we could get a quick spin up tornado, and it looks like we had enough energy for it just to go a little bit crazy. So everything is on par with the forecast. So I am very satisfied with our forecast. Yeah, so okay. Just checking in a quick report. Not really seeing any tornado damage. So not seeing any reports or hearing reports about tornado damage. So that is great news. So not hearing any reports, anything confirmed. So that is what we like to see. We're just going to make sure. But yeah, I think if you're in the Creve Court, Maryland Heights, Kirkwood, Chesterfield, St. Charles, Florissant. There's another meteorologist that uses this, but I like it. Here is your go to bed circle. So if you're anywhere in this area, go to sleep. Good night. If you're anywhere over here, stay with me, okay? If you're anywhere in this area, stay with me. But anywhere back behind here, good night. Have a great sleep. So there you go. That is a quick rundown for you. So basically, if you're in Illinois and the immediate downtown St. Louis, you need to stay with me. But I think we're starting to wrap up the severity of this event. Starting the weekend here. Not seeing anything crazy on the highway cameras as well. So everything is looking good so far. So we'll just have to watch right down here near the Afton area. Like I said, velocities are slightly behind, but not seeing anything crazy at the moment. Just checking a few things. Okay. And it looks like Josh is telling me as well that it looks like it's starting to wind down in this tornado warning as well. But we still have to monitor. He says we still want to monitor. So we still want to monitor these storms just in case. But most of us that we cover here at the TKW Facebook page is okay. But the tornado warning goes to about 30 minutes. 30 minutes the tornado warning goes. We'll take a live look outside of our studio. We'll wait. We'll get this going. We'll get this. Yeah, you can see huge lightning strike right at when we turned on the camera here. So you can see heavy thunder and lightning. Not really seeing a lot of wind. You can see the trees are staying very stationary. Very stationary here. So nothing too crazy going on here. This is in the Creve Court area. So we saw it get crazy for a moment, but nothing picked up on our live stream. So things, luckily so far, nothing going crazy at the moment. Let me check all these other areas. Hillsboro, that might be something to look at. So, like I said, all of us, I think all of our area, yeah, all the areas that we cover, let's take out the radar. Yes, all the areas that we mainly cover are in a tornado watch. So, everybody's in a tornado watch, and we have another day of severe weather coming on Friday, so that will be something that we have to watch as well. So, let's take this off. Let's take this off. Let me get radar back on. This watching down near the Hillsboro, near the Peevely area. This watching that, we have some mixing going on with the red and greens. So, just watching that. Seeing if there's anything going on with that. Bryan's Mill and Hillsboro. Okay. Just got the areas that we're watching. No new updates from the National Weather Service. So that is good. We still have about 26 minutes on our tornado warning. Starting to get out of the area. So that is good. I don't think at the current moment they're going to extend the tornado warning into Illinois near Granite City. At the current moment, it does not look like there's strong indications. So, that is what we're watching. Not seeing anything up here. Looks like we have another notch near the Florissant area. Another spot near the Florissant area. Looks like these are really just popping up. Let's check the last couple scans. Yeah, looks like we may have something popping up right near the Florissant area. So, yeah. These are just going, they're just popping up like crazy. Let's see if we can get a camera over there. See if we can get a camera over in that area. So let's go back on 270. We're going to go north. Let's go right at the river. See if we can get the river camera. So that is right at 367. You know, let's go right on 367. I think we have a camera up there. I think that would be a good spot. I can't figure out where I put 367. Oh, okay, we're going to watch right near Parker. Where is... Yeah, we're going to keep the camera at this right here at the Parker Road. I'll be right up there. So we'll monitor that. So at the bottom part of the screen. So let's see. Yes, no new updates from the National Weather Service, which is great. We like that. No new updates from the National Weather Service. We'll have to just watch near the Spanish Lake area, near the Blackjack area. We'll monitor that. Yeah, it looks like something's starting to get going again. It's like it tries to recycle. So, that is why we're not head offline just yet. We're just here monitoring them to make sure you guys are okay as well. Can I see all the ducks in the lake? Yes, you can. Here we go. There's all the ducks in the lake enjoying the nice rainstorm. There you go. You can see them way out there. They like to honk at night. They like to honk at night. They like to keep us up at night. So, they like to keep us up at night. So, tornado warning still goes in effect for another 23 minutes. Sirens are not sounding, but we still have a tornado warning. Just because the sirens are not sounding does not mean tornado warning is over. So, it came just close to the studio. It likes to do that when we live stream. Yes, tornado threat is crossing 170. Or near the 170 area. But like I said, I'm not seeing anything too organized. There's broad rotation right around the 170 area. Look at the bottom right hand corner. The bottom right corner camera. That will be if we see anything. But it looks like there's so much potential rotation. Like right near the Paulina Hills, near the Arnold area. That looks like something to watch there. So the Arnold area near and the Peevely is something to watch. So that is the two that we're watching here right now. Let's check the velocities here. Like I said, with quick spin up tornadoes, you don't really have a lot of lead time. Not a lot of lead time with these storms. That's why we had that tornado warning very quick. And if you're just tuning in, if you're wondering how your area is, like I said, not too long ago, there's a meteorologist out there down in the Springfield area. He has the go to bed circle, and here's the go to bed circle. Anywhere this way. We'll also draw this in here too. So if you're anywhere and here and right here. Let's see, are we good? Are we good now on the sound? Did we lose the audio for a second? Let me go back this way. Let's see. Is the sound good? Hey, Kanan, is the sound good? Okay. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Sorry, everybody. I thought we were having audio issues, but it was with the alert system. Alert system is what we're having. Yeah, right near the Richmond Heights, there's this lot of broad rotation here. There's a lot of broad rotation. Do we have something being picked up? Do we have something being picked up on the radar? Yeah, lots of broad rotation. So, that is what we're watching here. Oh, I was looking at because I put two mics in there. Yeah, it's very weak rotation. There is rotation to keep the tornado warning in place near the Richmond and the U City area. But I'm not seeing anything crazy. Normalized rotation is very weak at the moment. Not seeing anything. Very strong winds at best. Very strong winds at best with this. Let's get the drawing circle off right here. And let's get the storm track. Let's clear our area a little bit. Also watching rotation near the Peevely area. Watching rotation near the Peevely area. Doesn't look like much. And right near the Oakville. Let's change the Oakville camera. or we're gonna have to change the cameras around. I think we'll be okay, but looks like the Oakville it looks like Oakville near the Arnold may go. Yeah, especially around the P fleet. There's tons of areas, but see this hook right here? It may decide to go. Let's pull up the Oakville camera. Oakville camera from Oakville WX. Let's take a look here. And not really seeing anything. And it's also loading, so we'll come back to that. We'll watch it behind the scenes. But it's going to be heading right towards this camera. So this area that I'm watching near the Oakville area, this is where I'm watching. So they're going to continue tornado warning. Let's see, along a line from over Spanish Lake to Shrewsbury. So they basically said anywhere in this warning, there could be a quick spin-up tornado. So this is where they're talking about right now. But I'm watching the Oakville camera. Okay, Oakville camera came online. And currently not seeing nothing. Not seeing anything. But it does look like we do have a hook. Looks like another hook is coming near the Oakville area. This is how it started in the Baldwin area. This is how we got our original tornado warning for the St. Louis area. So this is how we got our original tornado warning. It started just like this. It's headed towards the Oakville area. So we'll check the rotation on that. It's a broad rotation on that. It does have some normalized rotation on that part of the storm. Let's go back up to the downtown area. Immediate Metro St. Louis. There's tons of broad rotation left and right, out the door, up and down. Especially near the Central West End. Central West End is where we need to watch out up there. But if we go down towards the Oakville area, Oakville has more of a tension than let's see. Okay, so it started to get a little bit loose, which is good. We like that. It went away. That little notch went away, so that is very good news. Okay, we need to watch near the Tower Grove area. Tower Grove showing another hook in the front near the St. Louis area. Right near the downtown. Right near downtown. Let's see if I can. I don't have it loaded right now, but I'm just going to pull it up on my side screen and I will drag it over if it changes. So let's see. They may extend this. They might go ahead and extend this. I would, yeah. East St. Louis and Sauget, I think, Sauget. Centralville, Washington Park. I would be on the lookout just in case this keeps going. We have a nice little hook just southwest of downtown. Near Tower Grove area. Right near the Snooks. Renner Center. Head down to the 4455. Let's see. I think we have our camera over there. See if I can change it quickly. So let's see if I can go to the 44 camera. So that's 44 and 55 at the bottom right. So we'll have to watch that. And we're getting a report. We just got a report in that a tree has fell into a house in Manchester. Tree has fell in a house on Manchester. So we just got an update on that. New severe thunderstorm warning. New severe thunderstorm warning for a lot of people. Tornado possible tag on this. It's going to be for Sunset Hills, DeSoto, Crystal City, Waterloo, Swansea, O'Fallon. And that's going to be until 11 p.m. So this is also a tornado possible tag. As you could tell, we were watching some rotation. Not enough for a tornado warning. But the National Weather Service says we should watch out with this line of storms that's moving through. So if you're near the Belleville, Waterloo area, and the Valmeyer, Oakville, Millstadt, places like those, you need to watch out. Also, I'm getting told that we have lots of transformers that are on fire in the Baldwin area. Lots of transformers are on fire in the Baldwin area. And there's also a tree that has fell down into a house in the Manchester area. Peevely is looking interesting, but not on reflectivity. But severe thunderstorm warning here. Severe thunderstorm warning till 11 p.m. Tornado possible for the Waterloo, Arnold, Imperial, Peevely, Kais Crossing, New Hanover, Columbia, and all the way near the Belleville and O'Fallon area. So let's take a look at this tornado warning that's headed right over to Busch Stadium. Let's check the storm relative. Not seeing anything crazy at the moment. Yeah, right near the Imperial area. Lots of notches. Here's the Oakville camera. Just went over the Oakville area. It's on top of this camera right now. You can see nothing really happening right now. So nothing really happening with this. So that is great news. So, but anywhere along this line here, could see a quick spin up tornado. Our tornado warning has 12 minutes, has not gotten extended as it is crossing the river right now. It is crossing the river at the moment. And you see it's very heavy rain. That's at 44 and 55, the camera on the bottom right. That's 44-55 interchange. Near the downtown area. Yeah, this near the White House, not in Washington, White House and Missouri, going to Kais Crossing, New Hanover, near Bluff Road. That has something to watch there. Little notch is all it takes, everyone. So far, so good. Tornado warning hasn't been extended yet. So that is good news. So Missouri is almost done. Missouri is almost done. So you guys can still get a decent amount of sleep. Missouri is almost done. So they are updating the tornado warning. Is near Cahokia. You can see how tiny this tornado warning is. So they are going to cancel St. Louis. St. Louis County's out of tornado warning. They're going to continue it for St. Louis City till 10:30. So they're going to keep it going till 10:30. Then they're going to reevaluate. Like I said, I'm not really seeing anything. But back where I originally thought we had some rotation tornado is where we're seeing the reports. So Baldwin to Manchester, we're having lots of transformers on fire, and a tree has fell on a house. So a tree has fell on a house. Let's check the power outages while we're at it. Let's check the power outages. We're going to keep it on radar so you guys can stay up to date. I'm going to check the power outages on one of my 6 monitors. So, yes, we have currently, a lot of people without power, and, well, not too crazy, I wouldn't say. We have about 40 people where we originally were on. So we have 80 people. 80 people in that general area without power. So, it is a warm night. Warm night. So, unfortunately, that is not good. But hopefully everybody is okay. Hopefully the people that had their tree fell in the house were awake. So, hopefully they were awake and they realized what was happening. So, let's hope that everybody is okay. We'll keep you updated on that too, if we hear any more. Rotation is not really looking too crazy right now. on the downtown storm. Maybe something near the Granite City. But the storm has basically moved out of the warning. So, doesn't look anything crazy like that. But we do have a severe thunderstorm warning, a huge severe thunderstorm warning. Goes all the way down to Festus, Maidstone, Waterloo, New Athens, Swansea, Belleville, Scott Air Force Base. Huge severe thunderstorm warning. That goes till 11 p.m. And that is also a tornado possible tag too. But for the rest of us, most of us, if not all of us on the St. Louis side, we are just left with general thunderstorms. Not really seeing any severe threat with this at all. So, just some thunderstorms. And you see flash flood warning. And you can see down here near the Arkansas area, they have the same situation going on down here that we are. So, we are having up here another Arkansas place down here, but at least nothing has been confirmed. Nothing was confirmed on the radar. So that is great news. But watching this area near the Granite City area, near Illinois 203. So Illinois 203. A little bit interesting. I'm going to check some reports, see if there's any reports happening. Not seeing anything. If you guys have any reports, make sure you send them on through the Facebook page. I would love to see that. Oh, looks like I forgot to see one. Okay, looks like an old. Okay, we're good. Thought that was a photo here. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's a picture of that. The damage coming through, but I do not see it. So tornado warning was able to expire, everybody. No more tornado warning. Let's switch it back to the right one here. So we're back in the severe thunderstorm warning mode. All tornado warnings have been canceled. All tornado warnings have been canceled, everybody. So we made it through. It's just unfortunate that the tree fell on the house on that one home. But it looks like, so far, at least far as Ameren has been reporting, it looks like, yeah, so far, power outages are not going up. So that is great news. So far, power outages are not going up. So very isolated power outages, which means not a lot of wind. Not a lot of wind. A lot of rain. Not a lot of action going on. So shifting into the Illinois side, Missouri side is done. Missouri side is done. Missouri side, you guys are good. So, and you can see these are basically having an outflow down here near Springfield. So, I'm just going to check the, we can go ahead and check the future radar, everybody. See what we can expect. Not really expecting anything. Let's go to our new program. We got a new program for our models, everybody. And at least for right now, we're going to keep it as a secret. So, let's see. Because it does a very good job. It does a very good job, and it shows the scans way faster than most other pages. So, let's take a look at the HRRR that goes 48 hours all the way through. Let me switch you guys. We're going to watch the warnings. Don't worry. We will watch it. Also, flood advisory just got issued for our area. For the St. Louis and the St. Louis City area, flood advisory. So this turn around, don't drown, and you will be okay on that warning. So let's take a look at the future radar here. And as we go through, time's hard to see on this one, but this actually played out fairly well. A little bit late. So we're going to have some more showers and thunderstorms overnight. And then by the time we get into the early parts of the morning, by the morning commute, we will be just fine. All of Thursday will be okay. We may have a spot shower in the evening time. We'll keep you updated if that happens, but not really seeing anything crazy. And then we have to watch Friday's system. You see, we have another line of thunderstorms that come through our area. So that will be the next thing to watch. And if we turn off the radar, we do have a severe weather threat. So that is what we're going to be watching. So we just have this warning right here. Still has tornado possible tag on it till 11 p.m. Not really looking too crazy, but we do have a flood advisory that is also in effect. So just a little bit longer. Let's see what time. Okay, yeah, we'll just say a little bit longer for the severe thunderstorm warning, and I think we will head off. And I also just want to thank everybody. So far, we have 995 followers, 5 away from 1,000. That is great. Really do appreciate that. All your guys' support. I think we have a lot of likes on this live stream too. Yeah, 55 likes, 9 shares. Great. Great, great, great. So Josh is saying that everywhere is good. This for the severe thunderstorm warning. We'll just check rotation. Make sure it's good. We're just checking it to make sure we're good, but Missouri side is good. I'm just looking at the Illinois side. So, but we only cover into like the edge of St. Clair County, and let me get my cheat sheet out here. St. Clair, Madison, a little bit of Macoupin, and down near the Randolph area. So, right near like the Redbud, down in there, Ellis Grove, places like those. If there's enough people, we cover it. So the new update for the warning is only in Illinois. National Weather Service has updated, still going till 11 p.m. just for 60-mile-per-hour winds. 60-mile-per-hour winds and a tornado possible tag. So that is that. Appreciate everybody spamming the like button. I really do appreciate that. Shows me that you guys enjoy these coverages. I think in a while we had the most people, I think, in this live coverage. So great turnout today. We kept everybody safe. You guys were all prepared. We guys gave you some lead time on the warnings. So that is great news. Great news. I'm glad we have the tools here to provide the updated warnings and information before they get issued. So you guys are well aware of what's going on before it happens. Looks like Tornado Central City down here in Arkansas, just northwest of Little Rock. Glad that is not us. You know we had a couple, but look. You see how many? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 spots of rotation. So glad we are not in that. Glad we got out a little bit easy. So we're just monitoring this just a little bit longer. I think we're probably going to wrap up here in a second. Everything else, this looks like a wind threat at the moment. So we'll probably wait because it's going a little bit slow. How fast is this going? It's moving east at 40 miles per hour. So I'm just going to put a time track on this for myself. So yeah, sometimes I don't like the the thing that it does for this. If you're not like zoomed in enough, it won't pop up any towns. So let's see. Yeah, so the Millstat 1038, Mosquito. So yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Not really seeing. I'm just gonna take one more look. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. So yeah, it looks like, yeah, more just a wind threat. It looks like the tornado threat has calmed down a little bit. Yeah, latest radar scan. Not showing anything too crazy. So I think we're going to wrap up the live stream, everybody. I appreciate you guys all tuning in for this live severe weather coverage. Rest of the night, there's expect some showers and thunderstorms. Severe threat is over. So let's see. Yeah. So thunderstorms are going to continue. Severe thunderstorm warning is going to continue for another 30 minutes. And if anything is to change, we will keep you advised. But expect some rain, more rain, showers, and thunderstorms. But the main line is okay. So the rest of us is okay. Nothing to worry about now. So that is great news. So then we're going to wrap it up. Appreciate you guys tuning in for this late edition of severe weather coverage. It is a late night and it is a school night, work night the next day. So have a great day at school. Have a great day at work. And we'll see you in the next live stream and the next update here on the TKW Facebook page. Have a great night and take care. Oh, and we'll keep you advised if anything changes. Don't worry. We'll make sure we update you. Okay. Hey, everyone. It's okay. Let's all go to sleep. And we'll see you guys later. Oh, okay. Well, hold on. You guys get a little bit more time. Because I am not ready. I was not ready, everybody. Okay. Okay. We will do... Yeah, I was not ready to end the stream. That's all that is. I have to set it up. We haven't done a live stream in a little bit. So let's see. Let's do the... Trying to figure out here. Let's see. Okay, we'll do. Yeah, I was not ready to end the live stream. Wasn't prepared, everyone. But the warning is... Yeah, it looks like the warning is most likely going to end. So... Goes for another 25 minutes. Tornado possible. Not really seeing anything crazy. So that is that. And then more showers and thunderstorms will be possible overnight. So, alright, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. And we're actually going to roll the outro. So here we go. See you guys later. Good night.